I was thinking of making this video. I was thinking of making a video on why social science is kind of a joke.
Yeah.
Do you think I should? What do you know kind of the points that I would be making.
What, just basically that a bunch of studies come out and then they can never be replicated?
There's a couple points. One, there's that whole issue with replicatability, which is that so many of these, the testosterone power pose, which I've been guilty of repeating, are not true. The second thing is that the way that these studies are summarized by Newsweek and all the other things is a far cry from what the original primary paper will say. So the great example of
the
this,
smile one?
so they took a bunch of photos of men in white shirts in one college, right? One college. And they showed them to women. They said, which of these men is more attractive? And they, on average, they probably had 200 women, which is not a good enough sample size in one college, said men that weren't smiling. And from that, they said women more attracted to men who aren't smiling.
Yeah, instead of women are more attracted to photos of men who
It's
aren't
the
smiling.
photos.
Yeah.
And I agree. Women are more attracted to photos of men who are not smiling. But when you go beyond that, which every single headline did,
Yeah, said,
and
guys,
then,
stop smiling.
yeah, and people are walking around thinking that if they smile, women don't like it, which
Yeah.
is exactly wrong.
Yeah.
So there's a bunch of issues
Rooting
in
in photos, smile in real life. That's the secret.
and then you have cultural issues, which is a lot of the things that we've assumed about humans in terms of reciprocity and how you get, like, you take that to China and they break totally. You have these things where people are fighting and losing money competing because there's some sort of honor culture whereby you can't take advantage of the other person, and you get completely different results than when you play these friend or foe games in the United States. So you've really just done a cultural study of one region of the United States of America. And then you're saying this is what humans evolved to do.
Good headlines, though.
I know. So
Basically, you just hate the media now.
I don't hate the media. And this is the bigger thing, which is that in the age of mass media, there's an exploitation in the human brain, which is we are unwilling to read and understand nuanced primary research.
Sure.
How many people do you know that are not in school or being paid to do so that have read primary research? Probably zero. How many do you know who have repeated a study that they read in Time or Newsweek?
All of them.
All of the people. And there is not only something lost and it's been consolidated in a wise way, it's wrong. It's just wrong by the time it makes it to Time magazine. And it's the fault of human psychology that we're just unwilling to go to the nuanced source. We don't have the time, space, or energy to do so. So the media can create a narrative that just gets repeated. And then the other thing is people like me who are influential but not trained in research might go to one of these Time magazines.
And trust it.
Time magazine, right? Trust it. A study from Idaho, and I've done this in the past, the University of Iowa says da-da-da-da-da, and now you've got 3 echo things saying a thing that isn't true.
Very positive.
And
Also, the thing is, it's like when they said that certain drugs are putting holes in people's brains.
Yeah.
What you claim gets so much more coverage than when you redact it.
When you redact.
So, like, if you 6 months, so power poses boost testosterone. That gets out in the world. That's a fascinating fact.
Yeah.
It gets passed all around. 6 months later or 2 years later, oh, sorry, remember that study from 2 years ago that said testosterone goes up with power poses? That's not true.
Yep.
No one passes that
No
around.
one knows
That's
that.
not sexy.
No one knows that. Somebody tells me in the comments when I do a video saying it, they go, hey, man, you might want to check this out. And it's this whole thing talking about how it's not true that it raises testosterone. But, of course, the original researcher is still adamant that it has the effect.
It has positive effect. It doesn't raise testosterone. She's actually
Yes.
said, okay, fine, it doesn't raise testosterone, but it does increase your confidence. She's like, okay, whatever.
Which anecdotally I find to be true.
Yes, but this nuanced redaction is not making the rounds.
Sure.
And no one is publishing
Sure.
it. It's just like, oh, okay. Well, no one's going to hear that, so.
And then beyond that, the effects of testosterone on an individual in the moment are so varied and dependent, and the difference between testosterone and free testosterone is so different. One is bioavailable, one isn't, meaning one affects you and one doesn't.
This is random. And then I want to get to current events, but we have a buddy who's gotten his testosterone through, I forget what, some form of supplementation or medication or whatever, but he's basically like tripled it, and he's in the thousands.
Wow.
And I asked him, I was like, what's it like? He's like, well, I'm full of energy, I have no body fat, and I feel good all the time, and it's easy to put on muscle. It's like, well, that is tempting.
That is
It's like, huh. Any downsides? It's like, I don't know. It's only been a month, probably, but I haven't noticed them.
Well, you'll die faster. It's you burn your candle.
Oh, is that what's up?
Testosterone kills people. Yeah. And, well, in sometimes indirect ways, you're more likely to get in a fight, take a risk, do something that will wind up getting you killed. I mean, men live, I think, and don't quote me on this, 8 years less than women do in the United States on average. But Yeah, testosterone.
Are we sure that's not just because of random jobs pulling it down? Like all the people that
But
are
why
crab fishermen are.
Why do you think that those are the people doing it? It's because they have testosterone.
All right, what if I start taking testosterone, but I task you with risk management, and I just say, hey Charlie, I'm thinking about driving my motorcycle.
I'm gonna be a crab fisherman.
I'm gonna try to be a crab fisherman. Yeah, should I do it? No, Ben. That's because you've got testosterone.
Shut up, bro. I'm going. Me and the boys are going fishing. Yeah. I think that might work. I don't know if testosterone burns your body faster. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I do know that it has indirect effects.
I'm not going to do it yet, but I was impressed with how
Is he
adamant
doing
he was.
actual injections?
Not injections, pills.
Pills.
Mm-hmm.
But you can do a lot of stuff with supplementation if you do.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I think he's working with a doctor. Well, I'm positive he's working with a doctor.
Vitamin D, some zinc. Check
I went
your
from
levels, man.
275 to 650, but that's just because my testosterone was atrocious.
But again, you were. This is such a weird thing. You were 210 pounds at 275.
Yeah, I probably felt better at 275 because I was younger.
I have the testosterone of an 80-year-old man, but the body of an MMA fighter.
My body
who
repaired
cares?
itself way faster
Who
back then.
cares?